On Saturday, August the 27th, we saw a massive electric thunderstorm go right up through the UK. This was it. I'm going to explain some of the changes that happened in the chemtrails, and we'll see how they're doing massive single chemtrails in front of the leading edges of the storms. But just watch this.
Hello there. I thought I'd recap on Saturday's weather. For some it was fine and settled, others saw plenty of heavy rain, flash flooding and severe thunderstorms which originated generally across Dorset, Wiltshire and in towards Berkshire and Hampshire. The whole system exploded as it moved off in towards the Midlands during Saturday afternoon. Very frequent lightning with some of these thunderstorms, torrential rain, flash flooding and also large hail as it pushed into the East Midlands, Lincolnshire, the Wash and Norfolk area.
Now, if we go to NASA World View, look what happened on the morning before this kicked off. Now this is Saturday, August the 27th, 2016. You can see in the bottom right hand corner. These photographs by NASA are normally taken mid-morning dinner time, midday. They don't have a time stamp on them, they only have a date. But you can see here now, between Ireland and the UK, just North Wales, you can see this cloud here. This is the one that had the thunderstorm in, and we'll look at this in infrared in a moment to see how they've done the heaters. They've stopped me from bringing up the layers of infrared on this since one of my videos had 65,000 hits, but nonetheless we can still get the information. So look closely now, look at the size of these. Now bear in mind, this is the UK coast. These are enormous single laid chemtrails, and they don't just stop there between Ireland and the UK. They go straight across here. Look, you can see the lines where they've taken it straight to the leading edge of this storm. Okay, and at this point they are having lightning. So these could have been laid hours before. They're so big they didn't dissipate as quick, because quite often we see them dissipate within minutes. Now there's a number of jets past there, and there's quite a few lines that have gone straight into the head of the storm. So there we go. Let's have a look at the infrared. Now look at the time date on this. 9 o'clock 27th Saturday morning, 8 o'clock UTC. They've been chemtrailing along this edge here, and this is the storm. So as this goes forward, let's press this. You can see massively how that increases as it comes up, and even more so. So later through the day, that's maximum precipitation. Incidentally, you can see the radar hits. Above Paris here there is a wind profiling harp station, and also some NEXRADs down here. Okay, so let's look at this in the that's in radar. Let's look at infrared. Then I'm going to move this forward frame by frame. Now look below Cardiff, this area here. Just watch what happens where it starts. He just said where it started. So you get the heat signatures there. Dark, by the way, as it says down here. It says, well, they say as the sun heats the ground. Well, it doesn't heat the ground. The surface will appear increasingly dark. It's the clouds that look dark, because that's where the heat has been provided from things like NEXRADs, which I'm going to show you now. So we've seen that started smack on this area here, and I'll play it frame by frame just slightly. Let me my cursor correct on this so we can see it. So we're going forward, and you can see how the storm completely burst wide open with the lightning and then shot off to one side. So let's play it slightly faster, and there you'll see it start where I'm going to show you this NEXRAD. Look at the time now, it's coming up now on the 27th. Bang, there it goes up and increases and increases and increases. Okay, there is other equipment which I haven't got time to show you now along the way that helps it. So we've seen that in infrared, we saw where we started and we saw it explode. Now this is that same time period where the lightning came in, so we'll play that on a 24-hour loop. If you look at the time signature, it's the 27th And there, that's smack straight through the middle from the morning, how those chemtrails were laid straight along the leading edge, and that continued on up to Norway. That's where the chemtrails were beginning to be laid. So let the time come back round again. So now the 27th, the chemtrails were laid there now, across in front of the leading edge. It then increases the storm. So bear in mind, we probably would have had rain and clouds coming up, but I can explain even that. But they hijack what would have been a normal situation and actually turn it into an acute situation. Bear in mind, they are still experimenting at the moment too as well. But boy, have they got this down to a fine art. This is currently live at CERN on the past few hours, and CERN was very active through this period. Now, this is the activity of CERN when they fire up. The red and blue are the two beams, the black is the energy level and the beam intensity. So this is not 7,000 volts but 7 trillion volts. So we're looking at 12 to 14 trillion volts. Now this is to do with CERN Cloud. We've had some amazing films, statements by educated people. Our CERN Cloud is a big experiment to do with the weather. And when we look at all these links here, they show you how CERN Cloud is actually an experiment of how to convert and reverse energy into aerosols and molecules, rather than energy being made from matter. So we're making energy back into matter, which is what they were looking at by bringing in particulates as well. When we've got the sun and solar flares making the atmosphere pull in particulates, positive ions from the sun through solar flares, by pulling back the Earth's magnetic field. I jest not. It's absolutely true. It's all been proven. These are some of the types of cloud formations which has been claimed by some eminent educated people that CERN has created. Incredible. These are things that we haven't seen in previous history, and this is the sort of cloud formations that we've seen since CERN has been operational. But my point here really is this, that we're aware of some of the major changes that have taken place, especially now that CERN is live. And we know that some days we have no chemtrails whatsoever, and other days we have massive ones like this. And now you know why. Right into the leading edge of this storm to produce what we've just witnessed in the last 24 hours.